Greetings, all. Welcome back to the TheStoryArc Podcast. I'm Scott. I'm joined by Dre.
Sure.
Who sounds like that, and Luke. Who sounds like that.
I am turning off my phone as we speak. I got my coffee and my water so I can enunciate my words.
Turning off.
Otherwise, I'm having a good day.
I thought you were doing a going to the theaters gag for a moment there.
Oh.
Like I'm turning off my phone, but then you said coffee, and that got me thinking.
Oh no, I gotta put my full attention on this. This is a important discussion.
Would coffee be a good thing to have during a movie?
Like on one hand, it would keep you up, but on the other hand, it would make you shit. So like, you'd have to step out during a movie, especially if that movie was 4 hours long.
Yeah, if it was Zack Snyder's Justice League, just as an example, just as a random example.
I took a few bathroom breaks during this movie. That's something no one needed to know, but I'm informing them.
I watched it in 3 chunks. I watched it Thursday. Wait, did it come out Thursday? It came out Thursday, right?
Yeah, Thursday.
I watched it Thursday morning. I watched the first hour, and then I had class, and then I watched the next hour after class, and then I ate dinner, and then I watched the last 2 hours.
Now, see, guys, don't listen to these haters. They don't respect cinema. I watched the whole movie in one sitting, twice.
I mean, I did twice. That's 8 hours of your week.
The second time I watched it, of which I watched like a quarter of it in black and white, because supposedly that's a version of the film that's going to come out very soon. So I just kind of switched my TV black and white and just got the experience early. And it was as boring and bland as I knew it was going to be, but I watched as much as I could.
Kurosawa mode wasn't cutting it?
No, but you can also just boost the colors all the way up in case you really miss the Joss Whedon aesthetic.
Now, listen, as we all know, like, as Logan taught us, right? Any movie is better. In fact, every movie is better when it's just in black and white. Any movie can be improved by taking out a key component of its visuals.
That's actually also why all manga is better than all comics.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if I shared this, but the first time I watched Logan was in black and white.
I did not. I
went to a local family video, and they had different versions. They had the colored and the black and white on display. And so I picked up a color, but when I went home, it was a black and white disc in the case. And so I was like, okay, I guess I'll just watch this.
So
it was about as confusing as I kind of knew it was going to be.
Yeah, it's a weird trait where it's like people just like making shit black and white, and it's like I don't understand the upheaval. At least like if the movie's not made to be in black and white, then it's just like usually a bunch of darks on darks on darks.
Well, like with movies like Snyder Cut and Mad Max Fury Road, both those were intended to be black and white from the director, but studios did push a color version.
That's interesting, because then why isn't Snyder Cut black and white?
That's true.
It's really like that's the whole premise. Well,
the original 2017 in theatrical release, Zack was like, "Yeah, let's make this black and white." Like that's what he wanted to do from the outset.
His original intention was black and white in the 4:3 aspect ratio.
That's insane. Snyder Cut, man.
But before we delve into the Snyder Cut stuff, we got some pretty important film news on March 15th. We got word that production for Sonic the Hedgehog 2 has began.
Yes!
Oh!
Yes! 2 Sonic the Hedgehogs.
2 Sonic the Hedgehogs.
Yeah, they're multiplying.
And the Oscars also happened that day, so.
Whatever.
No.
Yeah.
So not 2 Sonic the Hedgehog films.
These Oscars are like, there's like the whole like Oscar like trope where it's like you don't know about half the movies that get nominated. But it's like especially this year, just because like there were like 4 movies that came out last year that people watched.
I knew about 2 of the Best Picture nominations. One because it stars Steven Yeun, who I just know because he's a famous actor, and the other because Luke told me about it beforehand, that was Sound of Metal.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, I don't think I would have recognized any of them.
I want to go through some of these categories. We can probably say the Best Picture for last.
Sure.
I don't really want to go through the entire thing. None of us have seen a lot of movies on this, so
I've literally seen every film.
Oh, okay. Then you'll be the best example. You can go through every film.
in three chunks, probably.
So, Best Supporting Actor, we have Sacha Baron Cohen from The Trial of the Chicago 7, Daniel Kaluuya from Judas and the Black Messiah, Leslie Odom Jr., One Night in Miami, Paul Raci from Sound of Metal, Lakeith Stanfield from Judas and the Black Messiah, which I think is hilarious because both actors from Judas and the Black Messiah are like definitely the lead actors in this film.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like you need to nominate somebody for something. Like you can't have 2 movies be represented in the best actor category.
Yeah, because Daniel Kaluuya plays Fred Hampton, and Lakeith plays as a William O'Neill, who are both very just driving forces in the film. So it's just I don't understand why what's so supporting about them.
Wasn't it like the True Grit reboot where they have I forget the name the girl Earl.
Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah, she got nominated for Best Supporting Actor or something, and it's like, huh?
Sounds about right.
She's the main character of that movie. Not the main character of that movie. Okay, so Luke, you usually like watch all the the Oscar movies, or at least the ones for Best Picture. Do you have any like front runners for out of in this like category out of like the performance?
In this category, I'd be happy with either the Judas and the Black Messiah actors winning.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Raci from Sound of Metal was also great. He played the kind of the leader of the deaf community, kind of helping Riz Ahmed through it. Sacha Baron Cohen was, I would say, the most entertaining part of Trial of Chicago 7, but he didn't really blow me away or anything. So, and I had not seen One Night in Miami. So I would be happy with either the Judas and the Black Messiahs winning.
I did see One Night in Miami. Who's up for that?
Leslie Odom Jr.
I
haven't seen that movie, so
okay. Hey, well, I was a big fan of One Night in Miami.
He plays Sam Cooke in the movie. I don't know who that is.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Sam Cooke. That was who I was thinking. Sam Cooke is like, I would say probably like the glue of that movie. In terms of most of the acting chops. Or big character moments. So I would also, even though I haven't seen the rest of these movies, I would be happy to see him win an award for that.
All right, well, there's that. Actress in a supporting role, we have Maria Bakalova from Borat's subsequent movie film, Glenn Close from Hillbilly Elegy, Olivia Colman from The Father, Amanda Seyfried from Mank, and Yoon Minari. Hope I got that name right. And I have only seen Borat out of all these.
Is she good?
I mean, she's all right. I mean, she's probably like the most charming part of the movie.
It's not Rudy?
There's not a whole lot of them.
They should have nominated Rudy Giuliani.
I don't think they should have. I'm not sure I was going in that direction.
Giuliani for the Oscar.
I don't think
such a great performance.
God, do you want to hear an Oscar acceptance speech by Rudy?
I really don't want to hear any speech by Rudy Giuliani.
Yeah, honestly, one of the things I noticed here was they I'm gonna like Chadwick Boseman. He's in the running for Best Actor for Black Bottom. No worries about Mama Rennie's Black Bottom.
Yeah.
Has anyone here seen that? I haven't, but
I have not seen it.
I had also not seen it.
But it could be one of those like he
Like
but
Heath
it's more
Ledger.
like a career awards. Yeah, like Heath Ledger got nominated, right, for the Joker.
Mm-hmm. And then he ended up winning for it.
Did he win it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they might give it to Chadwick as a kind of like memoriam.
That'd be interesting. I mean, I don't think I've even heard of the movie, so it'll be interesting to see.
It's a Netflix movie, as far as I can see. Yeah.
There's a lot of those these days.
Moving on, for best original screenplay, we got Judas and the Black Messiah, Minari, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, and The Trial of the Chicago 7.
The Trial of the Chicago 7, I've heard very mixed things about.
I personally really loved it.
I've been kind of hearing that with a little like there's like some creative liberties taken with like the story, and there's like
I imagine so,
and it's a little self-congratulatory.
It is because it's written and directed by Aaron Sorkin, who also wrote Social Network. Obviously, this is like one of the best screenplays on here.
Are you interested to see how people react if it won?
It'd be interesting. Best animated short film, or no, best animated film.
Nice.
Onward, Over the Moon, Soul, Wolfwalkers, and Shaun the Sheep movie Farmageddon.
I've seen one of them, and it was really good. So I guess I give my vote to Soul because that's the only one I've seen, and I really liked it.
I've seen Soul. I've watched a bit of Wolfwalkers, but I don't know why I didn't finish it.
I love Soul, but my heart really wants to root for Shaun the Sheep movie.
I can't believe this. I did not know Shaun the Sheep was a live subject.
It was a franchise.
I thought he was, Shaun the Grave by now.
How long do sheep live for is the search.
And then the crying man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think also the fact that it's got the subtitle Farmageddon.
Yeah, it's rules.
It really sounds like, damn, shit's really going down in the Shaun the Sheep.
10 to 11 years. This is fucked up. Shaun the Sheep is absolutely dead. Yeah.
You think that it's like we're on the second Shaun the Sheep and they're just pretending it's like a Beatles
they
situation?
switched them out.
Switched them out?
No, switched them out.
Oh. Like, Jesus. What the hell?
Yeah, just squish the sheep.
Yeah. Well, when a sheep gets like a shit ton of wool, you just kind of pull a big hunk off, and that's where more sheep come from.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Mitosis.
Best sound, we got Greyhound, Mank, News of the World, Soul, and Sound of Metal.
I just want to say I've been on a Greyhound, and they don't have good sound design.
I'll take your word for it. Remember when Joker was nominated for sound last year?
Yes.
It won, didn't it?
Did that movie even have sound?
No, for the music one, I think.
It won for best music and best actor.
Yeah. Okay.
I just want to point that. I definitely think Joker nominated for best sound design is like funny.
Yeah, nothing stood out.
What I think is funny is the Oscars always does like they had two sound categories: sound editing and sound mixing. And for so long, I don't even think the Oscars understood the difference between the two. So there's like, just put it in one category. Who cares?
Well,
I want to point out that only one of these movies have the word sound in the title, so I think that one has a good chance.
Yeah. Hey, that movie is really you might be the movie that you watch for the sound design.
Genuinely one of the like best sound designs I've heard in a film in like years. I love the movie.
It simply sounds of metal.
Visual effects. We're trying to do a few more. Love and Monsters, The Midnight Sky, Mulan, The One and Only Ivan, and Tenet.
Oh my god, I forgot about Mulan and Tenet existing in this year.
I forgot about The One and Only Ivan.
They're so ancient.
God. This is gonna be like the category that people are tweeting about on the night of.
We always got like Star Wars nominated every year, but we didn't get any of those. So now we're just
No
stuck
Star
with
Wars, no Marvel. Yeah, this is kind of like it's a weird year because a lot of like the sign effect, like the categories where they would shove the big blockbusters.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
oh, here's your movie, you fucking nerds.
Yeah, it's like,
look, we like the noise it makes when the sword comes out. It's good. It's fine. All right, here.
Like Tenet and Mulan, I guess, were the biggest blockbusters of last year. I guess unless you count like Sonic or like Birds of Prey, which came out like before pre-pandemic.
I like the Sonic movie, but I don't think the Sonic movie should be up for any visual effects awards.
No, it shouldn't.
It's just, funny little man.
So the scenes of him just like tossing a ring and creating a giant portal, those didn't do anything for you?
Like, listen, that's a cool visual, but I just generally speaking, the movie, I don't know. I don't really like looking at the Sonic. I know that's like the meme, is that he was ugly and they made him pretty, but I don't really like what they turned him into either. I just don't really like the style.
Release the ugly cut, cowards.
Yeah, the ugly cut. This is Sonic T. Hedgehog's original vision.
I think I want like a special I want like a bonus feature on Blu-rays and movies that are like very CGI heavy, where it's just a version of the film without all the CGI. So you just see actors just like running in front of a green screen for like 2 hours.
You want to make all the actors just look like fucking idiots?
Honestly, I actually would be interested in that, because seeing like a very good acting job, like with all of the effects around it, helps sell it. And I'm just kind of curious what that would like I want to see the original performance, you know what I mean, and see like how much of this scene is like they're doing a really good job here, and how much is like,
There was like, I remember when the X-Men Origins Wolverine came out, and it leaked, but it had like none of the special effects.
That's a sight to see.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You could just see Hugh Jackman swinging his fists 4 feet away from people and killing them. it's pretty good.
That movie sucks.
I think there's I think you have to see Deadpool with no CGI, and it's like a wonder. No, that movie's great. What are you talking about? He cuts the helicopter, and then he walks away and it explodes.
Does he look at it?
Listen, I love explosions. I love looking away from explosions.
Yeah, there's
the whole movie was not an explosion.
Well, it had the blob in it.
You just call me Blob.
Yeah.
So
yeah, please call me Blob. I want to be known as Blob, please.
It might be a you can call me Red 13 moment.
Yeah.
Best director, we got Lee Isaac Chung from Minari, Emerald Fennell, Promising Young Woman, David Fincher, Mank, Chloe Zhao, Nomadland, and Thomas Vinterberg, Another Round. And I have only seen Promising Young Woman out of all these.
And loved it. So
and we got 2 Asian directors.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool.
2 women as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. I thought it was interesting because this is Emerald Fennell's, I think, one of her first motion pictures that she directed,
and she's already gotten nominated for an Oscar. That's like impressive.
Mm-hmm.
She's 35,
and she was on the Crown. That was like I remember when the Crown was like a big deal for a minute.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Wait, it's still going? No way.
I'll be honest, dude. There's a whole castle full of them.
Really? That's fucked up. Yeah, I'm sure this is probably the most news coming out of the palace this month.
That the show about them is still running.
Yeah.
Best actor, Riz Ahmed, Sound of Metal, Chadwick Boseman from Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, as we mentioned before, Anthony Hopkins from The Father, Gary Oldman from Mank, and Stephen Yeun from Minari.
Am I insane for saying that Gary Oldman always scares me?
Well, why?
I just forget that he exists, and then he like is relevant again. Kind of gives me a frighten.
He kind of looks like he would like talk to you in the back of a taxi.
Like I'm sharing the ride with him, or he's my driver, and I'm just
He shares the ride with you. Like you're in the taxi, then he walks in and he goes like, "How are you doing, driver?
Where you going? Down that way? We'll split."
Gives you a hypothetical that's like clearly just how his day has been this far, and it's like terrifying.
What would you do if your daughter said she didn't want to see you again?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's kind of like Gary old man.
I think part of it is also that whenever I think about old people, I add the name Gary in front, and so I forget that it's in reference. Like, even though I'm making the reference to the person, I forget that it's a real person.
Right.
I've totally co-opted Gary Oldman as a separate entity in my mind.
I think out of all these, I'd be more interested in Riz Ahmed winning or Gary Oldman. Because, I mean, I've seen like 10% of Mank before I always fall asleep. but he's pretty good in it. I can see him clutching out a win.
You think they'll give an Oscar to the guy playing another director from old Hollywood? You think they would like the Oscars like movies about old Hollywood?
No.
I hate them. You're
wrong. Hollywood hates Hollywood, as we all know.
Why'd you suggest that?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. But I can also see a post-mortem win for Chadwick Boseman as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which that would definitely be an interesting development.
Yeah, that seems very, very plausible.
I can't think of many other like post-mortem Oscar winners besides Heath Ledger.
I'll look it up. You go on to Best Actress.
Okay. Yes, Best Actress, Viola Davis from Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Andra Day, The United States versus Billie Holiday, Vanessa Kirby, Pieces of a Woman, Frances McDormand, Nomadland, and Carey Mulligan from Promising Young Woman.
There's more.
None of these really stand out to me.
I like the name Vanessa Kirby, but I think that's about the extent of the interesting things I can say about this.
They could announce Vanessa Kirby because that's a good name.
Yeah.
It would be pretty nice to hear someone yell, Vanessa Kirby!
Yeah. They should get the Smash Bros. Announcer.
Yes.
That would be something to see.
This Oscars winner is Vanessa Kirby!
Yeah, that was really good. Probably too good.
Sorry. Tone it down for next time.
No, I don't want to do that.
There are a lot of people who have won Oscars after they passed.
Interesting.
Like within the year, or is it like later on they kind of get like a lifetime achievement type thing?
Within the year, I'm seeing like
wow.
Gail Pleasant. I'm so bad with names. I was the wrong pick for this job. Wasn't even the only deceased person nominated in 2008.
So we got the big one, Best Picture.
Woohoo!
Saving one best for last.
Mm-hmm.
And all here we got The Father, Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, Minari, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, and The Trial of the Chicago 7.
So it usually shakes out that the one that Best Picture is the one. It's basically like Best Director is kind of the consolatory prize for Best Picture.
For the most part, that's not always the case, because there's definitely been instances of, like, I'm pretty sure Alfonso Cuarón won for Best Director of Roma, and then Green Book ended up clutching the Best Picture for some reason.
Yeah. So, like, in your predictions, right? Where do you see like those two categories going, kind of in relationship?
I want Sound of Metal to win. That's my personal favorite of the year. Though considering the times, I can see either Mank or Judas taking it for Best Picture.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be interesting because Judas is technically from this year. It just got released a bit before they got the nominations out.
Yeah.
Oh wow, February 12th. Yeah, that just happened.
Yeah, and kind of same with Best Director because Soundbell's not even up for Best Director, so who knows? Probably
So
Mank. Mank's probably gonna win like 30 awards.
Well, it is in black and white.
It's in black and white.
Okay, but peep the aspect ratio. That shit ain't 4:3.
Oh my god, The Lighthouse had like a 4:3 or something similar, and it was in black and white. That should have taken it.
That movie's so fucking. I'm canceling.
Listen, they'll have time to make up for that next year when they nominate and have win Justice League, the Snyder Cut, directed by Zack Snyder.
It's going up for something.
Why even nominate? Why even announce the nomination before Snyder Cut came out?
Yeah, honestly,
that's
because they're scared because they snubbed Justice League in 2017.
No, can you imagine? Like, because it's the power of the Snyder cult, I guess. If Zack Snyder gets snubbed for Best Director and Best Picture, his fans are going to just light a fire under the Oscars.
Holy
and they're just going to take the Oscar away from like Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman.
Dude.
Just go to her house and take her Oscar away. And give Zack Snyder.
Oscar so white, more like Oscar so cringe.
Well, they've all been a little cringe, I would say.
All right, so
well, yeah, that's the annual Hollywood circle jerk.
Now for the comic book circle jerk.
Yeah. 4 years in the making.
Okay, just to start, I want a one-word answer: better or worse?
Better.
Well,
one-word answer. This is a one-word answer.
Well, it's a better movie for sure, but I definitely laughed a lot more at the original. Not to say the original is funny at all, but it was fun to laugh at.
It's not funny. The original's not like a comedian. It's like a cat video.
Yes, yeah.
It's not telling jokes that are funny. It's just being funny.
Like when it's trying to be funny, I have a dead stare. I have no emotion. But when it's trying to be like serious, I enjoy every second of it.
I actually did feel that like the jokes that were in original and also in Snyder Cut felt a lot like weirder in Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
Like the line where he's picking up Flash and he gets in, "Oh, what's your power?" "I'm rich."
I'm rich.
I was like, oh, doesn't seem like something this character would say, but I guess he did.
I bought the bank.
Yeah, that one too felt. I don't know. Maybe I'm
weird.
insane, but I felt like those jokes didn't really like.
I love hearing rich people brag about being rich.
Pretty awesome. Wait, Flake. Before we extend, you need to better or worse.
Oh, better.
Oh, that's true.
Better.
Better.
Just in every way, I think I'd say maybe.
I would maybe go as far as call this my current favorite DC film. Obviously not including like the Nolan films or Green Lantern, but yeah.
DCEU, we'll say.
I would call this my favorite Zack Snyder DC movie. Ever.
I think I'm also comfortable saying that.
I think so. So we all liked it.
Yes.
I liked it.
That's a little disappointing.
Yeah, but we can. We have to make sure we're going to start talking about it, and we're going to realize that we all liked it for the wrong reasons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you're not going to have liked it for the reasons I liked it.
Should we do like a thing where it's like what we expected going in, what what we got? Just kind of go that direction.
I don't. The thing is, I had no expectations. Well, not that I had that sounds like I had low expectations. What I mean is, I didn't really know what kind of movie this was going to be. I didn't know how different it was going to be. I didn't know how if it was just going to be kind of the same movie, but every scene is 10 minutes longer, or if it was going to be a kind of different plot. And it was sort of a mix of those two things. But it was I just didn't know.
My expectations were just sort of a roller coaster from the time it was announced to the time of its release. I started off just really kind of cynical and just what?
Mm-hmm.
But then the closer we kind of got to it, I got a little more excited. But then as we edged even closer to it, I was starting to get kind of just a little more cynical and annoyed about it. I think all I wanted was just a serviceable conclusion to Snyder's saga with the DC film. And I would say I definitely got all that. Maybe even more so.
I was so because I've been I've not been a fan of the DC movies and I since they started really.
No way.
And so when Justice League came out and was bad, I was well, yeah.
You felt validated.
Not validated. I was just yeah, that's what that movie is. I didn't see Justice League. I didn't even see in theaters.
I saw that shit in theaters.
I was meh.
With nope. two grown men behind me wearing Superman shirts.
They can't both be Superman. What? Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I said about it.
So
I had a good time.
And me seeing I live in San Diego, right? So every for a week every year when Comic-Con rolls around, I had to deal with Snyder Cut people invading my city.
It's sending like the War of the Worlds.
They that thing where you can get a plane with a little like a poster or whatever, a note on it.
And
they rented out a plane to fly over with a fucking note. Oh, well, and release the Snyder Cut. And I'm huh? So when it was finally announced, I was mostly I was Sideshow Bob when he gets hit by a rake?
Yeah.
That was me. And as we got closer and closer, the more I was you know what? Fine, whatever. Sure. I'm happy that people get to have the movie they like. I'm happy that Ben Affleck gets to finally be good as Batman or something. There'll be some redeeming aspects to it. But I went in with it with very low expectations. That's my general rule with something, is that I basically go in with the exact feelings that the last trailer gave me, which was not positive. So
right.
I think it was it's kind of a good sign that I came out of it expecting to, or I went in expecting to hate it, and came out of it going, that was pretty fun.
At what point in the movie would you kind of say that you thought your feelings kind of got turned around?
I would say, I think it was basically the Wonder Woman scene. It was the Wonder Woman stuff early on that got me, because the Wonder Woman stopping the bank heist or bank explosion was the only passable scene in the original Justice League. And then they actually made that into an actually good scene.
Mm-hmm.
Which I was okay, I like it. One thing that stood out to me immediately was that this movie has pretty good cinematography and is compelling to look at. There are it's gray. It's a gray ass movie. But at least it feels stylish and it's acceptable instead of it's gray and interesting to look at, as opposed to the other movies, which are just gray and
muddy.
Yeah. And then Steppenwolf, Steppenwolf invading like Themyscira was like kind of like the big thing where I was like, oh, I like this.
Mm-hmm.
This is interesting. Here it is. We found it. We found the thing.
Yeah.
I didn't like that scene very much. I was bored out of my mind watching it. The first hour of the movie, I really could not get into at all.
So you're saying you didn't scream when he cut that Amazonian in half? That was awesome.
He was definitely chopping humans.
I thought like I just like Hippolyta. I like anytime she's on screen. So
yeah, that's fine.
When she's like, oh, do I leave my warriors here to be slaughtered by Steppenwolf, or do I have to like escape? And then she has to run, and they have like their huge hammers, and they're breaking massive wooden logs, so the temple collapses on them,
mm-hmm.
and they have to hold up the stone so Hippolyta can get out. I'm like, yeah, that's. Yeah.
Like I liked it. I liked all of that stuff, but I guess that's just also stuff that was in the original, so it didn't like jump out at me as like, oh, this is based. I was like, yeah, I've seen this.
But to me, it felt like more impactful. I think. What did you guys think about the 4-hour runtime?
Unneeded.
I did not feel it. I'll be honest. I did not feel 2 hours. It felt like maybe it felt about as long as Avengers Endgame. So it's still decently long, but yeah, it went by pretty smoothly for me. I really had no complaints. There were some parts that were obviously, I don't think were totally necessary, but I was pretty engaged throughout. I didn't really feel the length.
I was like I said like 2 seconds ago. The first hour was slow, but after that, I don't remember. It was like after the first 2 parts, since this movie's in parts. I was pretty thoroughly engaged, I think, and I was like, yeah, I'm interested and I want to know what's going on.
The movie definitely felt flabby, and there was definitely like stuff in it where it's like you would cut this out of a movie if the movie's like for any movie except for this one, because the purpose is that it's everything that we filmed.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was definitely like parts in this movie where I'm like, this would not be here if it wasn't a big film release like this. And though I will say, like, this movie definitely should have been like 3 hours.
I agree.
Originally, when it was originally released, and like it shows those. It's quite weird thinking about the original movie and how much they cut out.
Yeah, it's a nightmare to just think about.
I think, like, most of the stuff that wasn't needed didn't bother me until the last.
Like, yeah, we'll get to that when we have.
I can talk about that for hours.
Yeah, we can say that for like a spoiler discussion.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think was like the most improved? Most improved and maybe like worst new thing, I guess.
I think because it has similar problems from the Justice League from Joss Whedon, where you're shoving in all these characters we're not familiar with into one movie together, kind of going through their origin story. But whereas that movie had like just 2 hours, we got 4 hours to just kind of learn about these characters. Like, I mean, but by the time this movie came out, obviously we got like Aquaman, so we learned more about him. But in this one, we finally got the origin story for like Flash and Cyborg for the most part. Mm-hmm. So I felt that was definitely paced a lot better. Whereas Justice League just kind of just threw them in, expecting us to understand what they are, who they are.
Guy from TV show and guy from older TV show. Class.
I'm gonna say my favorite thing is it's the exact same thing. Just the absolute cyborgification of this film. It like not only is it like, okay, here's an extended version of Cyborg backstory, it's also like Cyborg's dad is like a very important character to the story, even though
He's
he
so
has like 2
important.
scenes in the first one. And also, this maybe is just a movie about Cyborg.
Yeah, because it's so insane because Zack Snyder wanted Cyborg to be like a pivotal part of the film, only for all of his stuff to be cut out by Warner Brothers and Joss Whedon.
There was like some stuff with like Ray Fisher, right? Being like kind of some like stuff sparked up on Twitter with Ray Fisher getting most of his like scenes cut and experiencing like some like racism behind the scenes. And it seems like
there were a lot of just black characters that were cut out from the original film.
Yeah,
like we got Ray Fisher, we have his mom, the woman that Flash saved from the car crash.
Well,
I'm not saying she was important, but she was a character.
We got Martian Manhunter's body for like 6 seconds.
Martian Manhunter. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, Martian Manhunter shows up, people. You know that one black guy in these DC movies where your friend leans over to you and goes, "Actually, that's Martian Manhunter." Yeah, he showed up and he was Martian Manhunter.
He was a better mother-in-law than Martha Kent.
Can we talk about how this movie makes noted Kent hater here in the movies. I hate this Kent family. These selfish like isolationist assholes who don't want Superman to be Superman. Martha Kent is like they not only show up how she is a bad like mother-in-law, like this alien, or another world who has no relationship to them, is a much better not only stepmother but also a Superman. He's a better. He is a. Hey, listen, he's like, damn, Lois is having an emotional time. Maybe I'll try and comfort her. You know who doesn't ever do that in these movies at all? Clark fucking Kent, the emotionless boy. This dude, man, Martian Manhunter and Lois, get them together. Jesus. Also, Lois Lane should be like these like DC Lois Lane. This like. It feels like a hit piece on her, almost. Like
whenever I watch one of these fucking movies, I constantly forget Lois Lane's in these.
She's not.
Well,
yeah. She might not be.
She's a fake character that exists, so Superman doesn't kill people until
yeah. Drop that and then we'll get to it, Pyle.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the best like new stuff is definitely like the characters that are done the most justice in this
league
version is Cyborg and Steppenwolf for sure.
Oh, for sure. Steppenwolf actually has like characterization.
I'm much more enamored with Steppenwolf than I was before. He's just he was just like Guy before. Now he's funny Guy.
He was just a guy who wanted to take over the galaxy for just for power, I guess, in the original, I guess.
What's hilarious?
He's actually like he's just kind of a goon.
I love goons.
He's a lot more interesting.
It's like because like Steppenwolf was like the joke coming out of like the original one, where it's like he's just a guy. He's not even like a big deal to himself, and he has no character. And it's like that's just kind of become his character in this movie. That he is just like he's like in the ultimate dark side for some reason. We don't really find out why. It doesn't matter. He's like this is his last chance to go home. And he's like a desperate dude who shouldn't be the leader. He's like bad at his job, and yet he's still like able to like defeat, like just kick the Justice League's ass for most of the movie.
Yeah,
it's it's like on one hand it kind of makes the main heroes look like goobers because they can't fight this guy who can't tie his own shoes. But on one hand it does make you think like, well, if this guy's like a joke, then and they can barely beat him, like, oh, how strong his Darkseid is. Like we'll never find out.
It doesn't. I'll be honest. The movie tells me that Darkseid's not that strong. He gets fucking cooked in this movie. He's on screen for like maybe 10 minutes of the total runtime, if that. And all that happens is he gets his ass schlonged by one axe hit, and then he looks at Batman, wets his pants, and turns around.
Okay,
That's
so
terrifying.
it's not just an axe. Those are the Greek gods. Can we talk about how
That was
sexy
Ares,
Zeus is in this
man.
movie?
What?
What's up with sexy Zeus? Him and his beefcake, like his muscles. He is like Zack Snyder has not forgotten 300. Holy
Of course not.
this dude is
Why would
like
you?
this
Never
guy
forget where
looks
he
like
came from.
he ate Leonidas. he looks like he like if you fuse Leonidas and Superman and then got him hooked on steroids. He's so huge.
He's a little funny looking. If you ever just look at him, he doesn't quite fit together right. It kind of looks like somebody grabbed the wrong pieces.
It's ridiculous. But he's like a big tough guy. So of course he's gonna kick Darkseid's ass. No one here. Zeus isn't on the team.
Well, Darkseid killed the Green Lantern guy.
Oh yeah, they killed Green Lanterns. There, everyone. There's your expanded Green Lanterns.
That's the setup.
Here, there's Guy. He gone. Ringo by later.
Yeah,
See ya.
that battle scene is fun. Definitely, I don't think is one of those things that where we needed much like expansion on.
Yeah.
It's like it's cool.
I do say I like the bit where when they have Darkseid land in that scene, he does the thing on the Earth, and then when they have Steppenwolf like find anti-life on Earth, he also does that. I like that.
Yeah.
It's just a neat double shot.
What is anti-life? I just no
It's
idea.
against life. It's opposed life.
It's a mathematical equation that proves life is meaningless,
Interesting.
or whatever. It's just
It's just words.
literally
It's the thing that lets Darkseid be awesome.
yeah. So like, who cares? Anti-life is like the ultimate like DC MacGuffin because it just doesn't matter. Don't let Darkseid get it; it'll be bad. We promise.
What did we think of Barry Allen or the Flash?
He sucks. He's bad.
Yeah.
He's not good.
He has one phenomenal scene, and it's phenomenal not because of Flash.
Yeah.
I assume we're talking about Epic Run.
The epic run.
Even that I was not. I think because I don't think he's super like well. I don't know that he has enough time in the oven that like with this big epic thing where he's talking to his dad is like it hits me that hard.
No, well, I don't care about the dad shit. I just care about like the visuals and they're saying kind of cool stuff. Like that.
The
like
visuals were very good.
The scene where he's like running through time and saving everyone. It's good because of him. It's good because this is an awesome idea for a Flash.
I featured the stakes. Here's what he has to do. Here's some amazing music and visuals.
But like in terms of like,
Also, you have Ezra Miller and his goofy run.
I just want somebody to teach him how to run. I just want somebody to teach him.
Like, and honestly, like that scene would be so much like it's great, but it almost pisses me off because it's like this scene would be like fantastic if it had a character I cared about not looking like completely ridiculous. like imagine if those were like even if it was just the guy from the TV show, because he's good and he like feels like the Flash and he's making like these big, confident, slow strides. Well, while fixing reality. That's awesome. That would be awesome. But instead, we have this weird thing where Ezra Miller thinks running fast looks like ice skating.
He's so wobbly. He looks like he's made of rubber. I'm sorry.
I think he is trying to do like physical acting by like imitating how like Injustice games animate, where everyone just kind of just looks a little drunk, just a little bit. What about Bruce? What about Bruce Wayne?
So I felt a very distinct like focus shift in this movie off of Wonder Woman and Batman and onto everybody else. Even Superman, I thought like was like a little more had a little more time in the oven. Obviously, I guess everybody has more time in the fucking oven in this movie. But anyway, there was the whole thing in Justice League about Wonder Woman not being able. I know you asked about fucking Batman, but I'm talking about Wonder Woman. Being like still not being over Steve Trevor. And I really didn't like that as like I just didn't like that every Wonder Woman movie was about Steve Trevor.
Yeah.
Or every like any time she shows up. And I really like that this movie just doesn't have it. I thought it was weird that they like did a little romance hint. And then
they vaguely indicate to him, but she's not like all over him still.
Mm-hmm.
There's like, she brings him up like when it's like needed.
Yeah, like I knew a pilot.
Right. I think that's good. Wonder Woman has like a good role in this movie. I feel like she's kind of like clearly like I like that she's like treated mostly as an equal to Bruce. Like she kind of like knows more about all this Dodge shit. And Bruce is like, yeah, I need you. Like, I'm putting shit together, but you're like, we're building this like team around you. Like, Superman's not gone. You're like the strongest thing on the earth. So, thanks for helping me out here. Why does Alfred mansplain tea to her?
I think it's supposed to be like a funny like, oh, he's a butler, so he has this very precise way of doing things. But it's definitely like, why am I watching this for so long?
Here's the thing. I mean, that was dumb, but I'm also glad Alfred got like characterization in these movies.
Alfred, it's just like this really weird like these characters are being like oddly passive aggressive to each other for no reason.
I really love the banter between Bruce and Alfred in this movie.
I like that. I think Bruce is like I feel so happy for Ben Affleck because he was like I Daredevil didn't work out. I'm finally going back. I've rebuilt my career. I can be Batman, and then like it just fails, and he can't do any of like the things he's really good at that would make him a really good Bruce Wayne. Kind of like the casual charisma, the kind of like being like a chill guy who can also like switch to serious. He's not allowed to do that in BVS, and he can't do that, or at least he's not doing that in Joss.
Well, in Justice League, he's not brooding at all.
He's
just a funny. He's Tony Stark. Yeah.
He literally is Tony Stark. Yeah.
And this, it's like he is a Batman on the Justice League. He's not as brooding. He can tell some jokes, but he's still like he's still like the stick in the mud.
He's generally a lot more optimistic this time around because his arc in BVS was about him finding his faith in humanity, and I felt that this movie definitely reflected that change in his character.
There are some like inconsistencies because there has to be because he's such a fucking psychopath. There's point like the fact that like Superman and Batman really didn't like each other and fought could totally like if you didn't know that you wouldn't even think about it. Like there's just no follow up to that. But it's like, listen, I'm not going to complain because something doesn't tie into BVS more. him and Alfred's really good. He's like, it's interesting because it's like Cyborg's clearly like the main character of this movie, but Batman's like the driving force.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. I really liked Bruce in this movie. It was this had something that the other DC movies don't have. Where when I stopped to check in on like characters, I was like interested to see what they were doing. I was happy to see some of them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'm more or less in the same boat there. I will say, especially early on, it's cutting around way too much, and it's like here's 10 seconds of this plot line, and then 20 seconds of this one, and then a minute of this one, and then back again to that first one for a little bit.
It's definitely hard to get engaged for like the first 30 minutes because it's just we're just bouncing around trying to.
It's like reading a math problem, and they're giving you all the data you need.
Well, it really is like it's doing all the unfun shit in chess, you know,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like we're just moving our pawns and shit, and it's like, well, get us to like the fun.
Yeah,
I feel like the character is like the least changed, but also I still like enjoyed probably like the most was Aquaman.
Yeah,
I think Aquaman is interesting because he got about the same amount of focus in both movies. I think, which is to say, not much. But the way, like the scenes they have him in here versus in Justice is really colors his character differently. I think.
it's interesting because in Justice, Aquaman is just a psychopath.
Yeah, I mean, he's just kind of like a dick.
Constantly screaming and just like belittling everybody.
Yeah,
I think it very much helps that he got a movie in the meantime. So
Yeah,
it's like,
definitely.
so it feels like a little more like, oh, he's on the way route to his like character in Aquaman.
Mm-hmm.
even I haven't seen Aquaman. Even as me, who's just only ever seen the original and this, he just felt more pleasant. I don't know.
He was like, he's the gruff one, and even though this movie is like definitely full of gruff ones,
Mm-hmm.
he plays it up well. He actually, there's enough like difference in character tones that he comes off as kind of like the hard ass, which is like great. Do we have to talk about Superman?
Well, we got it. He's a pretty pivotal part.
Can I do something evil first?
Sure.
Yeah.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Awesome.
Oh my god. Holy shit.
I'm sorry. That's why I did a clap. I hope that picks up loud. And then I'll come back and I'll do another clap.
Yeah.
No, we're going to keep this in.
No, please.
Oh, I'm gonna go off. I can't help it.
Justice League.
Welcome back.
Let's talk about Superman. Let's talk about Superman.
Superman.
Fellas,
Am I allowed to say that we can't talk about Superman in this movie without talking about the last scene of this movie?
which one of the three? Oh God.
I say we should give our final thoughts on the movie, on Superman, and then move on to spoilers.
To that content. Yeah, okay. That sounds good.
What do y'all think?
Watch it. If you watched BVS, you'd owe it to yourself, I think, to see something. To see it done.
If you want to see a Justice League movie, watch that one. If you want to see a live action Justice League movie, watch that one. I'm gonna add that clarification.
It's big and long, and there's lots of it that's dumb, right? But I think in terms of like big, dumb, like long movies, if there's like a part of you that if you didn't like the other Zack Snyder movies, like you thought there's a part of me that could like this is your last opportunity, and I think your greatest chance to enjoying it. And if you did like the Zack Snyder DC movies, like you've already seen this. probably a couple times.
But it is the best version of what you've seen. So,
Yeah.
I loved this movie. My favorite DC movie, probably one of my favorite superhero films. Though that could change in time because of recency, because I'm sure I'll be thinking about this movie for a long time. So we'll see about that. But I would probably give it like a solid 8 out of 10.
Yeah, it's a decent score.
Yeah,
I would give it a 7.
Oh God, I didn't pick a number. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm somewhere in that range.
No, we need hard numbers. No halves, by the way.
I'll give it also a 7 out of 10. I think I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
Oh my
but that's
God.
not in a crazy
Honestly, you
listen. I liked original Justice League, okay, and I'm saying this is better. So that's where we're at.
I definitely watched the original.
What did you give the original Justice League in terms of a hard number?
I guess it has to be a 5, because a 5 is like you can still claim that that's good. If you're one of those types, and also it's lower.
I would probably give the Justice League, the original, like a 0.5.
I gave it a score that you can see on my letterbox, which is in the description. And you can probably follow me.
Oh shit! Okay, I really want to talk about it.
All right, yeah. Spoilers, go away.
How come Lois Lane is the only reason Superman doesn't kill everybody? Because it feels like a PragerU video about how religion is the only reason people don't kill.
That's because it's just honest to this character. This character does not like humanity. He just wants to nut. He's just like this big horny asshole that saves people to get brownie points with his girlfriend.
He's Captain Hammer.
I like this movie. I like it. I would probably rewatch it at some point. There's lots of things I think this improves, but it did cement in me that I hate Henry Cavill's Superman. This was the last chance he got, and I think this character. I think is like it's the worst adaptation of Superman.
Really?
Yeah. He doesn't like people. He doesn't have like any loyalty. He doesn't have any loyalty. He's just a set of strong biceps that hate that people expect him to like do things. And it's like I can't get jive with this character. And even after everything that's happened in these movies, after like the his whole journey, it's done. And the last thing we hear about him is, well, if his girlfriend dies, he'll kill everyone. Like, I don't care about this guy anymore. I don't like him. I think he should probably stay dead.
I'll kill him myself.
Like at this point, he's like, because at that point, Lex Luthor's right. Like, fuck this guy. We can't stop him. And if his girlfriend dies, he'll team with giant rock alien to kill us all. And no, and he doesn't like in a whole movie like about like camaraderie, right? Where it's all about like we need to stand together.
Well, is it any more or less shameful than any other like evil Superman story?
Yes, because this one, because first of all, we've had like multiple movies about him learning to be a superhero, and he is still only motivated because his girlfriend wants it. Also, like those alternate Superman stories are supposed to be like about how like usually this is wrong, and in like most like evil Superman stories, he still has like this sense of like loyalty and duty, like say like Superman Red Son, like where he's leader of the Soviet Union.
Mm-hmm.
He still
what?
yeah.
Awesome.
I had no idea.
He still has like this loyalty to his country and his people because he is like he believes that he is doing right, and he is selfless in that fashion. He's not doing it because like for evil Wonder Woman to give him a blowy. Like that's not like the reason he does it. And like when he loses everything in that story, he still like goes down for his ideals. This guy's just like whatever. Is Dad gonna yell at me? Is like Ghost Dad gonna yell at me? And then Martha is going around how you don't owe this world a damn thing. Not gonna check on Lois Lane. Leave that for the Green Men. I like the suit. I kind of like him and Ben Affleck and like the couple of lines they get together. That's it. I don't like this.
Did you feel much when he came back and had like a proper return?
No. I like the fight. I like the fight scene between him and the Justice League more. They got rid of the "Do you bleed" line.
Do you bleed?
I like the visual of him. I like the black suit, which I wasn't expecting to. I like how it looked. I think it looks better than his normal one, actually. But seeing this dude like beat up the whole Justice League, then his girlfriend shows up and he's like, "Ooh, girlfriend, woman," flies home because he can't process anything without a family member telling him to do it. He doesn't have any agency. I hate this guy.
I'm sorry.
I'd bully him if he wouldn't kill me without thinking about it, which he would.
His face looks better.
Cool.
He doesn't have that disgusting computer face. He doesn't look like a freaking flubber.
Flubber.
He does look like a flubber.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard for me to have strong Superman opinions, I think. But yeah, I guess he's the character I think is the least interesting of all of the constituent members of the Justice League, including Flash.
Yeah.
I don't have strong opinions on Henry Cavill Superman either way, because I do like Man of Steel.
Mm-hmm.
And I do generally like his arc in BVS, but in Justice League, obviously, like he really had no reason to be there other than for just conclusion and to fight Steppenwolf.
Mm-hmm. And be funny, epic.
Especially funny.
He's the smoke they turn into a house. I like that.
What did you think about the trailer at the end? Does it make you want to watch? Does it make you want more Snyderverse?
Fuck no.
I will say I enjoy the nightmare scenes and like small bursts in BVS.
Mm-hmm.
But this went on for like 10 minutes, and I'm not wanting a whole movie like that. That would be miserable.
The pitch is Mad Max, but with Ben Affleck Batman. Who's Deathstroke? He's Deathstroke.
Deathstroke.
Just Deathstroke. Ezra Miller and Amber Heard. And Jared Leto Joker. All of them going around, and they all hate each other. None of them are friends.
It's just like that movie ends with you warp into another reality where this movie exists, and you just are watching the middle 10 minutes of a movie that exists in another world.
And it's not fun. So there's the big thing that everyone's talking about is that you finally get to see Ben Affleck. Why am I saying finally? Like this was some shit that people want.
Thank God.
You get to see Ben Affleck Batman and Jared Leto Joker growl at each other, and Ben Affleck goes, "I'll fucking kill you," and Jared Leto goes, "I'll give you a reach around." and we're supposed to clap. People are calling this the best Joker and Batman interaction in cinema. Huh?
I saw that. It's just like you can't have the best Joker Batman interaction in cinema when like Joker's not there.
When Jared Leto is that Joker.
He's just not good at it.
He's not good. His laugh is legitimately cringe-inducing.
It feels like a kid in like a high schooler trying out for the play.
I say this with all sincerity that I'm the Joker baby is so much better. He's such a better Joker.
He's got more energy.
This guy I went back to rewatch that scene because I couldn't pay attention to the content of it. Because it's just them it's just them rambling at each other about nothing aggressive.
The content of that scene is I killed Robin, Wonder Woman died, Aquaman's dead, Lois Lane is dead, Harley Quinn is dead. Okay? That's everybody who died. That's the conversation.
But I also killed Lois Lane, and that's why Superman is evil. Cool. Fuck that guy.
You said this earlier, Dre, to me, that killing Harley Quinn, if you're gonna do a Mad Max kind of thing, is that's the one character you really want in that environment.
Yeah,
that'd be amazing.
Listen, I'm telling you, people already want Margot Robbie as Tank Girl. Just let her do it. Do it.
Yeah.
Why would you? If I'm looking at already established DCEU characters that I can make for my future warped reality Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
How about instead of Deathstroke, nobody cares about because he hasn't existed yet? How about the one really good actress playing the fan favorite character? How about that? Does that make? I'm sorry. Does that make? That just kind of makes a little sense to me.
Yeah. And it just literally the scene we see before Mad Max scene is Deathstroke saying, "I'm going to go kill the Batman."
I was going to bring that up.
And then the very next fucking thing is their buddies. Okay, I guess that didn't matter. Thanks for telling me.
Ooh.
What happened to Lex Luthor?
Lex Luthor died, and that sent Superman into a panic.
Oh, cool. Well, it's something that you would so obviously take out of the movie. It's something that has no right being in this film, but it's the Snyder cut, and they want to see everything, so we need to put it in. It's so weird. Why'd they make the set?
They already paid that Jared Leto, probably.
Why'd they make a bunch of new costumes for 10 minutes? Why did he make a big stupid helmet for Flash if he's only going to use it once for a minute, and you're not going to have him say a freaking line? We don't even get I'm in a helmet sound effect for his voice. He just takes off the helmet, then puts it back on, and that was the thanks, costume guy.
So you're saying you wanted Flash to have more lines?
No, I want it to exist.
I think I get if the idea of the Snyder cut is as Zack Snyder originally intended, right? But this scene is just kind of teasing content that, at least in the original, there was some illusion that it might exist someday. But this is just something that's never going to happen.
Unless it does.
Because I think Zack Snyder has voiced that he doesn't really have interest in making another Justice League film. So no one else just going to roll with this? Are we just going to forget about it? What's going on?
So, okay. Here's if you don't want to end the movie where you should end the movie, which is them on the farm, or with Cyborg listening to the recorder of his dad. Those are the two endings that you should have gone with. If you don't want to end the movie there, cut out the nightmare scene and then have Bruce Wayne wake up, and that's when he talks to Martian Manhunter. Mm-hmm. Because not only does that work as sequel bait, it doesn't spoil the movie.
They just prattle off spoilers for 10 minutes for something that doesn't exist. I don't understand.
Why would I imagine a world where this we're getting a sequel to this, and we see it's Justice League setting up for their fight for Darkseid is the trailer, and it's well, yeah, but they die.
I know what happens. I've seen this.
It makes no sense, dude. And it's weird because I feel this scene has overshadowed so much of the movie. I feel like
Yeah.
this like nightmare, like the Joker stuff. I'd be kind of pissed that if I was like Ray Fisher, I'm like, why didn't you have like I'm the main character of this movie? Why?
Because the message from his dad is supposed to be like the last like emotional like footnote.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that shit. That was awesome. I really like that scene.
Yeah.
And then just rattle on for like 40 more minutes. The movie ended 3 times.
And it's like, and at that point, you're so tired.
Yeah.
I'm like, when Stefan was dead, I'm like, okay, awesome, we're done with fucking Darkseid and his bullshit. And then like the movie ends, and you're like, and here's Lex Luthor recruiting fucking Deathstroke for Batman.
Once I saw the Lex Luthor like post credit scene from the first one, I was like, no, what are you doing?
and you're like, okay.
The most fucked up thing about how many endings the new one has is that despite all that, we still don't know who's faster.
Wait, do you guys remember that they actually do a full scene of setup for how Lex Luthor got out of jail? Who cares? Cut it. He's on a boat.
Well, they don't even really explain how he got out. They just have a funny laughing man.
And that scene is minutes long. It's like 4 minutes long.
I'm coming in there, Lex Luthor. I'm coming.
You better come out there, you silly boy.
Stop jerking me around, Luthor.
Doesn't he like walk into the hallway and then walk back into his room and then walk towards him or something? I swear it feels like I'm actually like with a guy who's wasting time. Who is that laughing guy? Whatever, dude.
It's the Penguin.
It's the Riddler.
It's the jokester.
It's the funny man.
Calendar Man.
Oh.
Okay.
Is there any other like spoiler stuff?
We talked about the Steppenwolf fight real quick.
Yeah, I like the Steppenwolf fight.
The Steppenwolf fight was awesome. A proper Superman dramatic return. And in the first one, he showed up like 5 seconds after Cyborg got like train wrecked.
Yeah, there's like I like that he uses the ice breath. He punches him a lot. There's not much to it. I think like it's still like the best Superman fight in this movie is still like the Zod one. Sadly, I think.
I hear the thing because like I think Steppenwolf fight because Steppenwolf did not stand a chance when Superman showed up.
No.
He just kept getting just ground pounded by him. And it's like it's satisfying because Steppenwolf's like it's a piece of shit, but.
Yeah.
As far as like an actual fight goes, definitely the Zod versus Superman fight. I just love Steppenwolf like trying to get up, like oh hold on, let's talk this out. Then Superman punches him to the ground, just, like slices off his like head.
I like Darkseid.
What?
Darkseid's in this movie, and I like him. He's big.
He's scary. I don't like him.
About it.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get much out of him. I think I was amused by his little like lackey, who's just like Steppenwolf doesn't even get to talk to fucking Darkseid. He has to talk to the Sod.
That lackey definitely looks like one of the villains from Ready Player One. You know, I like the gamer guy from Ready Player One. Kind of has an avatar who looks like him.
The Sod's so funny because in a planet full of just evil bastards, he is the most one-dimensionally I'm evil. It's hilarious. He's just like this big evil guy in a little cloak who schemes. It's hilarious. I like him.
He reminds me of like fucking Kamek from Mario.
Yeah. That's such a good yeah.
He's like, I'm going to steal that baby from you.
Oh, the Atom's in this movie.
Oh yeah. So being the Atom, that's your thing? Yup, that's my thing.
Are you into microbiology? Yeah.
How do you feel about small shit?
Oh, can't get enough of it.
When I see a rat poop, oh my god.
Yeah, dude.
Like optimal small shit.
This is man. Justice League went from being one of the funniest DC movies to being the funniest DC movie.
I guess another thing I didn't really like about the movie was like the soundtrack overall was really good by Mr. Junkie XL, but overall there were some weird like music choices for the most part. Fucking whenever Wonder Woman comes in and does something, it was like that.
I fucking didn't like it the first time, and that song must play 15 times. I swear, and it sucks because it like plays, and sometimes it goes into the actual Wonder Woman theme that I like, and sometimes it just doesn't. So I'm like, it's edging me. I'm like, damn, am I gonna hear it? Am I gonna hear it? Not this time.
It keeps in suspense.
Just want to hear it.
There's that weird song that plays when Flash saves that woman.
I really don't like that scene.
It's so bad.
It's just like, get your fucking hands off of her.
I would definitely.
Like, why are you touching her face so much, dude? Like, save her. At least save her before you creep.
I would say I liked all the Flash scenes over any like Quicksilver scene.
What are you saying? Because he's not a character.
But like I like I'm trying to say I like the lightning effect, like
how they portray speed.
It's shit being thrown in your face, and it's not just like Quicksilver running in front of a green screen, and it's like that gif of Linkara just running.
I think I think the lightning's a little much. Like at least like I like the idea, like I like lightning in my Flash, right? But I think the sheer like amount of like how much like the lightning fucks everything up. I'm like, all right.
Like it did particles being thrown in your face, but I liked it.
I get it. I like the lightning. I think it's fun. Zap stuff. I like the color blue, and so when I see blue stuff, I go hee yay.
Anything else?
No, I think all right. So I think we've kind of hit on this, but before we sort of are done, let's say I'm a person who I've never seen a movie before.
I'm a person.
But the only movie I'm willing to watch is Zack Snyder's Justice League. Do you recommend that I do it?
Like the first movie ever?
Yes. And it's like, if I don't watch Zack Snyder's Justice League, I'm not watching a movie.
Like, do it because you should watch movies, kid.
No. This is the only option.
Like, I think a 4-hour movie wouldn't be like that. Would not be the first movie to come to mind.
Maybe I've overdone this hypothetical. Recommend the movie to people, to anybody.
No. I want to stick with this.
I think if you mean would I recommend this to somebody who's not overly invested in DC movies? I don't know. Like it seems like
if you like the Snyder films, you will like this. Is why,
right? But if you're just kind of like superhero movies every now and again, and it's like, should I I watched Justice League and didn't really like it. Is this worth doing it? Like, I don't know. 4 hours is a lot, and I think if you're not like a weird nerd like us, I think you might just kind of think like long movie.
Mm-hmm.
Long movie that's in a lot of places the same, so maybe not necessarily like it's a strict improvement.
Yeah, like I'd say, I mean, if you want to watch all the DC movies, don't watch original Justice League. Just sub in this one, is what I would say.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I might agree. If you saw Justice League and you were like, I don't know if this'll fix it entirely.
Yeah, if you're just an average film goer.
Yeah. You might not give a shit when they have Martian Manhunter show up. You just won't care.
You'll definitely clap when they say, "Are you into microbiology?" And he's like, "Yes."
I definitely
like a standing ovation moment.
Yo, they got Adam?
I threw my hat on the floor. I was crying.
They had to drag me out of my apartment, kicking and screaming.
Damn, that's really unsafe.
Kicking, screaming, or pulling, or
just dragging someone out of their apartment.
Yeah, I was gonna say theater, but then I remembered.
Yeah, this will be a ass numbing theater watch.
Yeah,
I watched this in my Lazy Boy, and that was great.
I would never watch this in a theater.
Like, I might do it if there was an intermission.
Mm-hmm.
But like sitting 4 hours and there's like some dude like talking.
Mm-hmm.
No, never.
On the notion of theaters being canceled and no one's ever going to go back because every movie's 12 hours and asses are not built to be numbed. Thanks for hearing us whine about movie for a long time.
We did whine about movie.
I wasn't whining. I was having a lot of fun.
It's definitely whining a little bit.
I'm a fucking baby-ass baby whiner. Put a binky in my mouth.
Y'all just hate cinema.
True.
Definitely hate with cinema. Oh yeah, it's movies in a different aspect ratio. That's it. That's all that needs to be said. Goodbye, everyone.
Yeah. See you in the air cut.
Yes.